This is Joe's Corner 76. I will be commenting on the human condition. In order to change it, we have to be involved. I've been looking at a lot of ads, TV comedy shows, and movies, and it seems to me that dads are being shown as a bunch of bumbling idiots that can't get anything right. The wives in these comedies are the ones that have to straighten out poor old dad, and he lives in constant fear of his wife. Is this really the way modern dads are, or is this just a Hollywood concoction? We all know that the traditional picture of dad, who was the sole breadwinner and absolute authority in the house, are gone. He was presumed to be just the breadwinner and nothing else. Society perpetuated this myth, although I and many of you know dad was more than this to us. Dads were involved in our lives, but in a more limited way than we perhaps hoped. They were considered our protectors, sustenance providers, and in essence, the head of the family with final say in many matters. It was expected they would not show too much of their emotional side. This meant that many female members did not have an equal say. These ideas were prevalent throughout society until around 1963, when the modern feminist movement began. Housewives began to question their role in society. They were 50% of the population, and they felt that their talents were wasted in many ways. They didn't just want to look pretty and be quiet. They demanded control over their bodies, birth control, and the right to abortion. They no longer wanted to get their husband's signature if they wanted to buy something large. They wanted their own credit card. They no longer wanted to be economically tied to men or earn less than them for equal work. They felt that their abilities and the contributions that they could make to society were not being valued. The world had to change to accommodate the needs of women and their place in society. Equality was a struggle, but things have changed for women in society. They now have control of their own bodies and the number of children they want. All industries now have female representation. Economic conditions have greatly improved for women. Women are getting more college degrees than men. With the change in demographics, there are more women entering skilled trades. With more women in the workforce, the structure of family life is changing. Mothers are no longer the primary caregivers for children. Child care is in many cases being outsourced to allow women to be in the workforce. Children have to be picked up and taken to childcare. Most families have both parents working, so the routines of daily living have changed. Women can't do all of the child raising alone. There has to be a sharing of responsibilities in a two-working family. What has happened? Are dads just coming home and enjoying the life they used to have? With the change in society and the way dads are portrayed, are they really the incompetent boobs portrayed in ads and in situation comedies? Do all men fear the wrath of a partner who makes them snivel? Are there not relationships just like there were before, where both parents were not involved in child raising? There has been a resounding change. It's dramatic in the role of each partner. What has changed for dads? The role of father has changed for the better, from being the patriarchal head of the house to being a more approachable and integral member of the family. Fathers are much more involved in the day-to-day upbringing of their children, and this means a shift from breadwinner to being in a partnership with their spouse. They have no problem showing emotion and expressing them. Today, fathers have many roles in the family: financial contributors, supportive partners, loving parents, stay-at-home parents, healthy co-parents even after a breakup or divorce. Dads used to be shadowy figures who disappeared in the morning and returned in the evening. They were often used as threats. Wait till your father gets home. Times have changed. Today, a lot of dads are actively participating in parenting, from coaching during childbirth to parental leave to simply being more involved and nurturing on a daily basis. Dads aren't simply the disciplinarian now. They have taken on a more nurturing role. Some dads may find the role of nurturer foreign to them, but with effort on their part, they can become a participant in this role. Society has evolved now to accept that a man can be a stay-at-home dad and provide the family support while the wife goes out to work. With the high divorce rates, there are many dads who are single parents raising children on their own. Divorce can often lead to remarriage, and this can involve children, so it's important to become a good stepfather. Nowadays, it's common to see dads playing with their children in the park, helping with homework, housework, and doing their own jobs. They are being involved with their children. I have noted that many commercials are now reflecting the changes in the roles of fathers in society. Although the roles of dads have changed, they are still grounded in their traditional concept of supporting their spouse, showing their children that they love their spouse and treat her with respect. A real man shows his daughters how they should be treated by a man, and the sons see how they should act towards women. Children who receive affection from their fathers are less likely to develop behavioral problems. There are studies that show that if a father is involved with children from infancy, by 7 years of age, they will have a higher IQ, do better in school, and better behavioral outcomes. Studies show that the influence of a father can be just as great as that of a mother. Here's a few definitions of a father. The perfect definition of a dad: a son's hero, a daughter's first love. Behind every great daughter is a truly amazing father. My father didn't do anything unusual. He only did what dads are supposed to do: be there. A father is neither an anchor to hold us back nor a sail to take us there, but a guiding light whose love shows us the way. I hope all of you, when you look at dear old dad, you realize there's a lot more than meets the eye. He was and is important to us. Take a moment to say to Dad, I appreciate you. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Joe's Corner 76. You can hear me on Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, Radio Public, Castbox, Stitcher, and YouTube at Joe's Corner 76.